this session, I am going to explain about the complex lipid and significance. Complex lipids are widely distributed in plant, bacteria, and animals. They are the major constituents of cell membrane and the circulating fluids. The complex lipids are the esters of fatty acid with alcohol and also possess the additional group or to be called as prosthetic groups. Depending on the type of additional group to the fatty acid, the complex lipids are classified into phospholipids, glycolipids, and lipoprotein. So, depending on the type of additional group, the fatty acids are classified into, that is, complex lipids are classified into phospholipids, glycolipids, and lipoprotein. So, what do you mean by a complex lipid? They are the esters of fatty acid with alcohol containing the additional groups. Additional groups, either it may be a phosphate or maybe a carbohydrate, or sometimes it is associated with the protein. So this is a basic structure of the complex lipid, where the glycerol called to be as a backbone of the lipid, and these glycerols are associated to the fatty acids. Fatty acid either of saturated or unsaturated fatty acid. So the phospholipids consist of phosphoric acid as an additional group, which is esterified to the one of the fatty acid in the triglyceride. So the phospholipids are the most abundant membrane lipid, but are never found in stored in a large quantity. Phospholipid is made up of one glycerol to which two fatty acid residues are esterified to the first and the second carbon atom, and usually the third hydroxyl group, which is present in the simple lipid, is usually esterified to the phosphoric acid, where the phosphoric acid is the additional group in the phospholipid. So this phospholipid has an asymmetric carbon, so they have either exhibit either in the L-isomeric form or in the D-isomeric forms. Asymmetric carbon means the compound which containing the asymmetric carbon means where the carbon, 4 valencies of carbon is filled by the different atoms. Then that carbon is called to be as an asymmetric carbon. So this phospholipid also possesses the asymmetric carbon. Because of that, they exhibit the optimal isomeric property. Usually the L-isomeric form is found most abundantly in nature. Phospholipids in general, they are amphipathic in nature, means they have both hydrophilic and hydrophobic groups in their structure or in the molecule. So the glycerol along with phosphoric acid and the choline constitutes the polar head of the phospholipid molecule, whereas your fatty acid chains which act as hydrophobic in nature. So the phospholipid consists of hydrophilic and hydrophobic groups, so they are called to be as a amphophilic molecules. So phospholipid for phosphoglyceride which contain amino alcohol, that is choline, is called to be as a phosphatidyl choline. If phosphoric acid is associated with ethanolamine, then it is called to be as a phosphatidyl ethanolamine. If it is associated with the serine, then it is called to be as a phosphatidyl serine. If phosphate is associated with the inositol, then it is called to be as a phosphatidyl inositol. So the phospholipids usually in their structure they consist of phosphoric acid and nitrogenous base. So the phospholipids based on the alcohol which they contain, they are classified into two types. One is glycerophospholipids, another one is sphingophospholipids. So the glycerophospholipids means where the phospholipids contain a simple alcohol glycerol. Okay, where your fatty acid is esterified with the glycerol molecule, then that type of phospholipids are called to be as a glycerophospholipid. Glycerophospholipids means phospholipids which is containing a glycerol as an alcoholic group. If you look at the structure of the phospholipid, that is a lecithin, which is an example for a phospholipid. See here, the first two fatty acids, these are the two fatty acids, it may be either saturated or the unsaturated fatty acid. And this is a third fatty acid which is esterified or which is associated with the phosphoric acid, that is PO3,2, and then it is associated with the choline. Then it is called to be as a lecithin. If the same fatty acid where the phosphoric acid is associated with the ethanolamine, then it is called to be as a cephalin. So on the basis of additional group which is associated with the third fatty acid in the triglyceride, based on that they are called by different names, either phosphatidyl choline. If the choline is attached, then it is phosphatidyl lecithin. If the choline is attached to the phosphoric acid group, then cephalin if ethanolamine is esterified with the third fatty acid in the triglyceride structure. So the next is the sphingophospholipid, where contain a long aliphatic amino alcohol. Okay, in the lipid there are two types of alcohols are associated. One is your simple glycerol, another one is amino alcohol. Okay, that is the complex alcohol. If the lipid is associated with the amino alcohol, then they are called to be as a sphingolipids. Okay, here sphingophospholipid means where the phospholipid is associated with the sphingosine. Instead of glycerol, the simple alcohol is replaced by the amino alcohol sphingosine, then they are called to be as a sphingophospholipid. Okay, so the best example is sphingomyelin. If you look at the structure, see here the third fatty acid, usually in the triglyceride, it consists of three different fatty acid or maybe the same fatty acid. Usually, the third fatty acid in the triglyceride structure undergoes the esterification reaction. So, the third fatty acid is, in case of sphingophospholipid, undergoes the esterification with the phosphoric acid. Since it is a phospholipid, so it should consist of phosphoric acid as one of the additional group or prosthetic group. So, but here the glycerol, which is called to be as a main backbone of the triglyceride, that alcohol is replaced here with sphingosine. Then it is called to be as a sphingophospholipid. There sphingophospholipid means the lipid associated with the sphingosine, which is nothing but an amino alcohol. So the sphingomyelin are the only sphingolipid that contain a phosphate, but they do not have any sugar moiety, means they do not consist of any carbohydrate residues. Next we will move to the functions of the phospholipids. The phospholipids which act as a barrier in the cell membrane to protect the cell and make a barrier for the organelle within those cells. And it also helps in the electron transport chain by providing a maximum energy, which is usually take place in the mitochondria. And it also prevents the fat accumulation in the liver, and it also plays important role during the transportation, and it also forms the important structural component of the lipoprotein, which helps in the absorption, not in the absorption itself, in the adsorption of the lipid, and it also acts as a surfactant in the respiratory system. So phospholipid is also shows the one of the best surfactant characteristics. So the next we'll move to the glycolipid. These glycolipids, they do not contain phosphoric acid like your phospholipid, but here the phosphoric acid, that is the additional group which is present in the phospholipid, if that phosphoric acid is replaced by the carbohydrate moiety, then they are called to be as a glycolipids. So the glycolipids usually they do not contain a phosphoric acid. Instead, they contain a carbohydrate, or instead they contain any sugar. It may be either of monosaccharide or oligo or any polysaccharide. And these glycolipids are also referred to be as a cerebrocytes because of their abundance in a brain tissue. If in case in the glycolipids, if the glycerol, that is which I already told that the glycerol which is served as a backbone of the triglyceride, if that glycerol is replaced by the sphingosine, then that type of glycolipids are called to be as a glycosphingolipids. The difference between the glycosphingolipids and glycolipid is, in the case of glycosphingolipids, they consist of sphingosine as an alcoholic group, where in case of a simple glycolipids, where the glycerol serves as a backbone in their structure. So this is the glycolipid, which consists of sphingosine as alcohol, then it is called to be as a glycosphingolipids. If they consist of a simple glycerol, then it is called to be as a glycolipid. They are associated with usually it is with the third fatty acid in the triglyceride structure, which is also associated with the additional group. Here the additional group is nothing but your carbohydrates. So it is named as a glycolipids. Okay. So the important functions of the glycolipids are, they helps in providing energy to the cells. It is also the major component of cell membrane like your phospholipid. It also helps in determining the type of blood group in an individual. It also acts receptor in the surface of the red blood cells. It also assists the immune system in eliminating or destroying the pathogen in the human body. Next complex lipid is an lipoprotein. See, as the name indicates, here the lipid is associated with the prosthetic group protein. So in the lipoprotein, protein serves as a prosthetic group or additional group. So the lipoproteins are hydrophobic in nature, right? They are the macromolecular complex of lipids with protein. Usually the lipids are hydrophobic in nature. So it must bound to protein or with any other molecule in order to be transported or to be absorbed in the circulating system. Here, the lipoprotein plays a major role in the absorption and the transportation of the lipid through the blood system. So based on the density, the lipoproteins are classified into chylomicron, very low density lipoprotein, low density lipoprotein and high density lipoprotein. The low density lipoprotein and high density lipoproteins are called to be as a major important lipoproteins because they play very important role in the transportation of the cholesterol through the circulatory system. LDL is called to be as a bad cholesterol, whereas HDL is called to be as a good cholesterol. So the level of lipoprotein in blood is used to check the risk of stroke, heart attack, etc. So LDL, which transports the cholesterol from the site of synthesis in the liver to the body cells. Thus, the cholesterol is separated from the LDL, that is from the low density lipoprotein, and then it is used or absorbed by the cells. HDL, which transports the excess cholesterol from the body tissue, then back to the liver, where the cholesterol is broken down into a bile. Bile is coming under a derived lipid, okay, which will be discussed in the next session. And finally, this bile, which is broken down